Good evening. It is time to once again review Ultraman. I'm here to review episodes 2 to 6. Each review will be quite fast, to be honest. But yeah, I've been watching more today. I watched 5 in a row, literally just one after the other. And then I thought I would do this review. This is what I might do for a while. I think there's one two-parter in the entire series, and that's 26 and 27. By the way, regarding two-parters, I've started Cosmos. I've watched episode 1. Let me know if there's any two-parters in it, because no one said anything yet. So if you know about any two-parters in Cosmos, let me know, because I need to know which episodes they are. But anyway, yeah, as I was saying, there's one two-parter in this entire show, and that's apparently 26 and 27. So until we reach there, I think I'd just do 5 episodes per video. I might do a bit more, but we'll see. And then 26, 27, I'll do as one video, and then I'll continue, and then the finale will have its own video. And yeah, it'll be a weird structure, but we'll get used to it. It's definitely quicker than doing one episode per video. I was going to do one last week. I didn't do it. My apologies. That was just a time thing. But I'm back on track now. And I hope to do more episodes soon. And there should be one next week for 7 to 11 at least. Anyway, yeah, episode 2. In that episode, we have Alien Bautan. This is, I assume, is it the first time? Or was he in... He was in UltraGear, was he? I've kind of forgotten most of the UltraGear kaijus, to be honest, but yeah, this is the first time you see Alien Bautan taking on an Ultraman, and the motive is the same. I like how the motive stays consistent no matter what the show is. I've seen Bautan in so many shows now, and no matter what show he's in, you know what he wants. He wants Earth. He wants to take over the Earth. He wants this to be the new home for his race. So yeah, just like in other shows that I've already seen that came after, this is the original version, and the motive was always the same. He wants to take over Earth, but of course Hayata and Ultraman managed to stop him. But it was cool to see Bautan again. I think the design, considering this came out in 1966, it was a long time ago, it still looks good. The design still looks really cool, and it still holds up to this day. I like how it doesn't look like it was that long ago, because it doesn't look that much worse than what you see in in shows that came after when you see Bautan again. So they did a good job back then of making the kaiju look good. That's something I've noticed in basically every episode. Every kaiju looks good. I'm just like, wow, this is impressive. And I know it's guys in suits, I get that, but it's not like it's special effects, but still it looks really authentic. The director knows scale. The director definitely knows scale. The camera work and everything, they make him look huge, and the camera work is a big part of that. And the suits look really cool. The suits look realistic, to an extent anyway. They're monsters after all. But I like the way they've done the designs. Obviously, designs that I've seen already, but this is the original version. And even though it was so long ago, it still looks really good. It looks really good compared to what you see 30, 40 years later. So I think that's pretty impressive. So yeah, that design was good. Also, I noticed obviously he's on the show. He's on part of the main team. But I just noticed his face, Dr. Date from Ultraman Max. I noticed as soon as he smiled, I'm just like, oh, that's him. I didn't even recognize him in the previous episode. I recognize him now. I'm just like, that's the cool funny guy from Ultraman Max. I remember him. So this was him when he was younger. So that reunion episode in Ultraman Max makes a lot more sense to me now, considering now I can recognize him here. I'm just like, wow, that's cool. And obviously you see the younger version of what's her name in Max? I forgot her name, but you know what I'm talking about. So yeah, that's awesome. I was just like, oh, that's Dr. Date. He's obviously not Dr. Date in this show. He's a different character, but still, it's cool seeing the younger version of this guy. And I think he's passed away now, unfortunately. But yeah, it was cool because I've seen him in Max, and it was just nice to see him when he was younger. And he's just crazy, energetic, comedic character. It's really cool to see. He definitely didn't change much. Episode 3 was Naronga. It was a pretty scary design for that kaiju, especially in that battle. Was it a power plant? Electricity? I think it was an electricity power plant. That kid was pretty brave. The kid in the show, he picked up a weapon and he decided, I'm going to shoot Naronga myself, and he actually did a lot of damage. He did more damage than most of the adults, which was just pretty funny. I'm just like, you're seeing all these humans, you're seeing the military, you're seeing tanks, you're seeing them trying to take down Naronga, but it's a kid with a gun that causes a lot of damage. Yeah, this is typical. But yeah, I don't know much to say about this episode, to be honest. It was a good episode, but yeah, the design was cool, and the final battle was cool as well. Hayata turns up very late. I mean, Hayata, sorry. I mean, it is Hayata, but like obviously Ultraman, he always transforms very late. Obviously that normally happens anyway, but it always seems very, very late with this show. But it works. I think he always seems to find the right time to transform. Episode 4, you got Ragon. It was nice to see him back again. I think my first time seeing him was in Orb, I think. Was it? Was that I think it was. My first time ever seeing Ragon was in Orb, and that was a very emotional story, actually. That was very different to this Ragon. This Ragon was a bit more villainous, a lot more villainous. Also saw Ragon in other shows as well, like Ultra Q. But yeah, at the end, I was thinking to myself, because Ragon got shot by Ultraman's beam and then fell into the water. I'm curious, maybe it's not actually dead. That's just my theory. I don't know if it comes back in the show. I haven't seen it. I've only seen episode 6, up to episode 6, but I'm just like, is it really dead? I'm not sure. I'm not entirely sure. So yeah, it probably is dead though. It probably is. But I just thought maybe it might be. But when they first introduced Ragon in this episode, it was pretty terrifying. When he attacked that ship, the way he came out the water. Again, I mentioned scale. The scale of Ragon through the cameras here was really cool. It made him look so huge. So it was really good, really well done. I like how they introduced him. I'm just like, yeah, this is a terrifying monster, and the way they first tease it and introduce it, I'm just like, yeah, this is the real deal. And once again, just like with Alien Belter, I just looked at that and I thought, wow, this came out in 1966 and it looks that good. Like, the quality was amazing. Like, was it enhanced or something, or was this the original I mean, I'm watching on Avanath's channel, right? The Avanath, he's got a whole playlist on his channel. I'm watching it through there. I'm just like, this is these visuals are impressive. I looked at it, I'm just like, this came out in 1966. How many years is that? 58 years? Is that 58? I think it's 58 years. Is it? Wait, 66. 34 plus 24. Yeah, that's 58. 58 years. 58 years. 58 years ago, this came out, and it looks that good. It looks that good from 58 years ago. That's pretty incredible, I think. That's pretty good. Unless, like, maybe was it in black and white back? I don't think it was black and white back then. There was color TV in 66. I don't know. Either way, I'm not even talking about black and white. I'm talking about the actual, like, visuals. Like, looking at it, I'm just like, it looks so crisp and nice. I'm just like, this monster looks so... It looks like it didn't come out that long ago. It looked like, you know, it was more like maybe 20 years ago rather than 58 years ago. But yeah, I'm very impressed by monster designs, and Ragon was no different in this one. I thought it looked pretty crazy. Obviously at the end as well, Ultraman flew there was a bomb that was going to explode. He flew it out of the Earth atmosphere into space, and they made it look like Ultraman exploded with the bomb. Which obviously didn't happen, but I do like how Hayata came up and then the kid was crying. He's like, Ultraman can't die, right? And he's talking to Hayata and he has no idea that Hayata can transform into Ultraman. I really love scenes like that, like when a character pleads to another character who's actually Ultraman and says, he's not really dead, is he? Is Ultraman okay? And it's like, you've asked the best person, because he literally knows that he's okay, because he is him. He transforms into him. I always like scenes like that, and I was just like, and this kid's just like crying, and he's just like, Ultraman's not dead, right? He can't be dead. He's not dead. I hope you believe it. Is because he is literally standing in front of you. But yeah, that was good. Episode 5 was a Green Monster. I think it's Green Monster. I think this just it's not pronounced like that. I think it's just pronounced Green Monsu or something, Green Mons. But it's basically this big, dirty. Dirty is too harsh, but very gooey, big gooey green monster. It's pretty terrifying. It seems almost faceless, and it's pretty powerful as well, and seems to be quite poisonous. I thought, wow, I'm glad this thing isn't real. It was the most terrifying one of the show so far from me. It was that last battle right at the end. There was a moment where there's just complete silence. You get Ultraman there in the battlefield, and you get the green monster here, and then there's church bells, I think, that start going, bong bong bong. I love that scene. The way that was filmed before they start fighting, I was just like, oh, this is pretty cool. It's like the calm before the storm, and the church bells are like the start of the fight. The start of the fight. But yeah, that was pretty cool. Also, they normally do a scene at the end where Ultraman flies away, Hayata comes running, like, hey, this time it was different. This time Ultraman flies away, and the team are just like, where's Hayata? Where's Hayata? Where did he go? And then it just ends. It just ends. Hayata doesn't come running back this time. I like how they changed that this time. So yeah, that was a nice little detail there. And the episode started with a car crash, literally. That surprised me a bit, but that was the introduction to the green monster as well. I should have said that at the start. Episode 6 was Gesura. For a second, when I saw Gesura, I thought to myself, is that Ragon's cousin or something? Then I realized, no, wait, that's actually Gesura. I've seen Gesura as well, but when I first saw the scales, I'm just like, Ragon? No, it's not Ragon. Because I literally thought to myself, did Ragon die? Because I didn't see him explode or burn like the other kaiju, but then I'm just like, that's not even Ragon anyway, because my mind tricked me, because my mind was thinking maybe Ragon's not dead, so I thought I saw Ragon again, but it's not Ragon, it's Gesura. But yeah, Gesura was a cool design as well. It looked very real in a way, and it looked bloody huge, and it was quite brutal at the end. I mean, every fight ends brutally, because they all take Ultraman's beam, and they either explode or burn, or they get shot and thrown into the water. So, you know, every fight ends brutally, but this one, you could tell Gesura was in a lot of pain. A lot of pain. It basically ends with Ultraman ripping his... I don't think he even killed the Gesura. He ripped Gesura's fin off, and right at the end of the fight, the fin at the back, he just did this, ripped it off, completely ripped it off. And I'm just like, whoa, that's a little bit savage. Just beam him, just end his misery. You're gonna rip his fin off? And then yeah, he ripped one of his fins off, and then Gesura decided. Well, Gesura started crying. I'm pretty sure it was definitely crying. Then it just sank into the water. I assumed to swim away, or maybe it was dying slowly. I don't know, but it was clearly in a lot of pain. But yeah, I'm really enjoying the fight scenes the most. I like also learning, I'm investing into the characters. The characters are fun to follow. Every character is interesting. I'm still learning the names quite clearly, but I like this team. I think they're pretty cool. But the best parts for me so far are the fight scenes. I think there's something special about these old fights where there's no effects. It's just two guys in monster suits just fighting. Like it should like sometimes you think about that concept and it's just like, it shouldn't work, but it does work. It works so well as well when it's done well, and in Ultraman they do it so well, especially in the old shows. They did it amazingly. It's just two guys in suits fighting. They're probably laughing when they do it as well because it's just so funny, but they make it look good. They make it look serious. So there's definitely an art to that, you know, because you're getting in these silly suits, it's probably boiling in there, and you're fighting this other guy in another suit, and that's how you film it. And the director's got to work out a way to film it where they look like huge monsters, and you got to choreograph, you got to hit each other. It's just like there's a special art to that, and it's done so well where it's something that looks so silly when you think about it, but when you actually watch it, you're just like, wow, this is some really cool fight scenes. And the suits actually look good, they look authentic, and they look terrifying. Like, they don't look... You basically forget that they're guys in suits. like they make it look that good. So I think it's pretty impressive how they do that. So yeah, episodes 2 to 6 were really fun, and I'm very excited to see the rest of the episodes now, because I was having a good time. So yeah, this is your boy Davidoff. Please like, share, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. Hopefully I'll see you next week. I wanted to do this every week instead of every 2 weeks, but I missed last week, so we shall see. But yeah, I look forward to sharing my thoughts on the rest of the show, and then when we finish this, eventually, we can start. I think Ultra 7 is next. This is your boy Davidoff. Please like, share, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Have a good day, and goodbye.
Let's take it slow. Where you go, I go too. And if you hit the bottom, I'm going down with you. Let's take it slow. Who cares where we gotta be? You know you'll have a good time wherever you're with me. Let's take it